In 1983, India made a decision that the entire world's aerospace industry said was impossible. They would build their own fighter jet, not buy one from America, not license one from Russia. Design it, engineer it, test it, and manufacture it in India, from scratch. It took 35 years, 3 decades of failures, setbacks, ridicule, and near cancellations. The result is the HAL Tejas, India's light combat aircraft, and what it represents goes far beyond one fighter jet. It is proof that a country which was told it could not, did. To understand the Tejas, you need to understand India's strategic problem in the 1970s. India's Air Force was dependent on foreign aircraft, Soviet MiGs and British Jaguars. And every time India needed spare parts, upgrades or replacements, it had to ask for permission from another country. In 1971, during the Bangladesh Liberation War, the US sent a nuclear-armed aircraft carrier into the Bay of Bengal to intimidate India. India won the war. But the lesson was permanent. Strategic dependence on foreign weapons makes you vulnerable. India needed a fighter it owned completely, one that no arms embargo could ground, one that no foreign government could switch off. In 1983, the Indian government launched the Light Combat Aircraft Program. The brief was ambitious. A lightweight supersonic fighter with fly-by-wire controls, a radar-guided beyond visual range missile capability, and composites construction that reduced weight and radar signature. The agency given the task was HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, a government company based in Bangalore that had previously assembled licensed aircraft but had never designed a combat jet from scratch. The initial deadline was 1994. India would have its fighter jet in 11 years. It took 32 years to reach initial operational clearance, and another 3 years beyond that for full operational clearance. But here is what the critics who called the program a failure missed. The journey was the point. The Tejas program faced challenges that would have killed any Western aerospace program in its first decade. First, technology denial. In 1998, India tested nuclear weapons. The US responded with sweeping sanctions. The Tejas program was using an American General Electric engine, the GEF 404. The engine supply was frozen. Indian engineers had to redesign around the sanctions, find alternative suppliers, build domestic capabilities they had not planned for. The crisis that almost killed the program actually accelerated India's defense self-reliance journey. Second, weight. The Tejas was overweight, significantly overweight. Indian engineers went through multiple iterations, removing weight from structures, replacing metal components with carbon fiber composites, redesigning systems to be lighter. Today, the Tejas MK1A is made of approximately 45% composite materials by weight, a higher proportion than the original F-16. That is a genuine world-class achievement by any aerospace standard. Third, the fly-by-wire system. The Tejas uses a digital fly-by-wire flight control system. The same technology used in the Airbus A320 and the Eurofighter Typhoon. India had never built anything like this before. DRDO engineers spent years developing it from first principles. The Tejas is inherently aerodynamically unstable. Like many modern fighters, it would crash without the fly-by-wire computer correcting its flight path multiple times per second. The entire flight depends on Indian software. That software had to be certified to the highest aviation safety standards. Fourth, the radar. The Tejas MK1A carries the Israeli-developed ELTA EL/M-205 2AESA radar, one of the most advanced active electronically scanned array radars available. It can track multiple targets simultaneously, operate in electronic warfare environments, and support beyond visual range engagements with the Derby and Astra missiles. The current Indian Air Force order stands at 83 Tejas MK1A aircraft, worth approximately 48,000 crore rupees. That is roughly $6 billion US, one of the largest defense contracts in Indian history. And Malaysia has already expressed interest in purchasing the Tejas. The aircraft that the world said India could not build is now being evaluated for export. The program started in 1983. First flight was on January 4th, 2001. Initial operational clearance was achieved in 2013. Full operational clearance in 2019. The current IAF order is 83 Tejas MK1A aircraft. The contract value is approximately $6 billion US. Composite content is 45% by weight. The manufacturer is HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in Bangalore. The Tejas program cost India approximately 100 billion rupees over 35 years. Roughly $1.2 billion US in development costs. For comparison, the F-35 program cost over $60 billion in development. India built a frontline combat aircraft for 2% of what America spent. HAL now employs over 30,000 people across its facilities. The Tejas program created an ecosystem of over 500 Indian private sector companies supplying components and systems. That supply chain, 500 Indian companies that had never built aerospace-grade components before, is the real legacy of the Tejas. India is now developing the Tejas MK2, a heavier, more powerful variant with a General Electric G414 engine producing 98 kilonewtons of thrust. The MK2 will be comparable in capability to the Eurofighter Typhoon and the Dassault Rafale. And beyond the MK2, India is developing the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, a fifth-generation stealth fighter to be designed, built, and flown in India. The program that started in 1983 with a jet that was supposed to replace the MiG-21 has become the foundation of an entirely indigenous Indian aerospace industry. The Tejas holds the record for the smallest and lightest supersonic combat aircraft with fly-by-wire controls to enter service anywhere in the world. The Tejas MK1A has more advanced avionics than the MiG-29 and the original F-16 Block 52, aircraft that cost 3 to 4 times as much. HAL's production rate is currently 8 Tejas aircraft per year. India needs to reach 16 per year to meet the IAF's timeline. Production acceleration is the program's current critical challenge. The Tejas has been demonstrated at air shows in Malaysia, the Philippines, and Egypt. Each demonstration is an export sales pitch for a country that once could not build a fighter jet. 35 years, 3 generations of engineers, 3 decades of technology denials, weight overruns, missed deadlines, and international skepticism. And today, Indian Air Force pilots fly a fighter jet designed in India, built in India, running on Indian software, carrying Indian missiles. The Tejas is not perfect. It is not the most advanced fighter in the world. It was never supposed to be. It was supposed to prove that India could do it. It did. Next, America is building a stealth bomber so advanced that its own pilots haven't seen it yet. The B-21 Raider. Subscribe. I'll see you there.